What is up, guys? Hope you're having a good day, night, evening, whichever time you're seeing this. I just wanted to share with you guys on my journey with WGU. It has been a very tough one. I thought I was gonna clear like a lot of classes this semester, but I could not believe that one class is going to be slowing me down, and that class is applied probability and statistics. But anyways, that is not what I am yet to talk about. I am here to talk about how I passed the Network and Security Foundations, which is, let me go back to it, here. It is C172. So I will be going over how I passed this class. And what I am sharing with you is just my perspective and my experience. My advice, follow what WGU says. This is just like an extra thing. Before I go into what I learned and the tips that I am going to give out, what I did, I would say reach out to your instructor and ask for extra questions, like extra. In all honesty, the extra practice question that I got from my instructor was what really helped me to pass this class because I asked them for I think I got about probably three extra questions. One was like 60, one was 40, one was I don't know, maybe 50 or something like that. And I did everything, went over it, and this actually helped me. So, in all honesty, I would say reach out to your professors, do every quizzes in the materials, and make sure that you get like extra questions because I feel like that helped me. So I feel like maybe if you tried it might help you. So now going to what I actually saw in the questions, it was I mean on the exam I meant to say. Um I was expecting actually that I was gonna get a lot of network um questions. So I was thinking I was gonna get like a lot of network stuff and it was gonna be tough but I was surprised because I did not get it. But when I looked at my competency on the exam, I was just right on the competence. You know, the green check was just right on that mark. That was where I was. I did not pass it, so exemplary. I was just right on it. So my knowledge on the network and concept was I would say it was substantial. It was good, but not super good like exemplary. When it comes to network security, that was where I did a lot. Like I did exemplary and that, and network security operations. I was like past competence a little bit, but not too exemplary. What I would share is this: when I was studying, one of the hiccup that I had was understanding the seven layers. Um, and one is it a mnemonic? What do you call it? Kind of like a phrase that I used to make sure that I could remember it was, "Please do not throw sausage piece away." So that actually helped me a lot to actually remember everything. Then after remembering that and the others in which they actually fall, then because I have it on my note here, I have it saved up on my sticky note, and I'll be going over it. So what I actually did again was I was actually now I gave it to Chat GPT and I was like, please break this down for me, and it broke it down for me to crazy extents that I will explain to you. So when it comes to the application, because that's the seventh, it gave me examples: HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SFTP, many like that. IMAP, POP3, DNS. So when I saw those words, it's kind of like the trigger words. When I saw those words, I knew okay, this was application, this was presentation, this was session, things like that. So I told it to kind of like give me words that I would see to make me know that okay, this is what they're asking for. So when I saw those words in the exam, I was able to know that okay, this is network, this is data, this is applications, things like that. So that really helped me. Number six is presentation. So when I looked at that, the example of the presentation was TLS, SSL. You see, I'm not super like I'm still learning, so work with me on this. So I think the trigger words for this one was encoding. So words to watch out for: trigger words, format, syntax, encoding, encryption, decryption, compression. So those are the words. So Also, it has like three E's: encode, encrypt, and zips. In bracket, compress. In other words, compress. Those are the things. Then for session, um, what is it? It's kind of like a conversation manager between two applications. So the way it broke down the session for me, because I also went through what the instructor gave me, it was kind of like if you FaceTiming your friends, you FaceTiming your friends, and what keeps it, um, what keeps that stuff going is the session. So I hope I'm saying it right. But what keeps it going is that session. Like keeping a video. Let's see. This is it. An example. So keeping a video conference or remote desktop. So that was that. So trigger words was session setup, persistent connection, dialogue control, checkpoint, keeping the call alive. So exam traps was port numbers, reliability, things like that. Then we move down to transport. Um, so I feel like if you know these 7 layers, I feel like to me, in my from my perspective, I feel like this was the hardest part for me. The other part of the exam was like it was breeze, like because I don't know, maybe I took some classes previously during this my course that I am taking, and probably that have kind of helped me in a way. I am not sure, but I had previous knowledge, and I can't remember the classes, but I had previous knowledge, so those were very easy for me. But this one was very hard, so I had to like go deeply into this. So the transport, think about the end-to-end delivery. So um, the trigger words were TCP, UDP, port numbers, segments, reliability, flow control, multiplexing, and examples were TCP, UDP, SCTP, port numbers 80, 443, 53, 25, things like that. Then when we went to network, think about routing and addressing. The things that he told me to the examples was the IPv4, IPv6, things like that. Trigger words: IP address routing, next hop packet, subnet, TTL. Two was data link. So think about the local delivery on the same medium slash segments. Um, so MAC addressing and framing, error detection, MAC access control. Examples was Ethernet. I hope I said it right, which is 802.3, Wi-Fi, VLAN, things like that. So trigger words were MAC address, frame, switch, bridges, VLAN, CRC, ARP, which is ARP, and Wi-Fi association. Then the last one was physical. So when you think just like a physical thing that you could actually, um, just like a physical thing you could actually touch. Let me go back to this. 1 second. Then let's go. Where is it again? I will scroll back up. So examples was UTP, STP, cables, um, Cat 5e, Cat 6, Cat 6a. From my understanding, I think Cat 6a is the strongest. I'm not sure, but make sure you go into this phrase. But I'm just sharing my what I read so far and my little understanding. So go into this. I'm not saying I am not your instructor, but this is what I learned so far. So let's leave that area, and when we go back into the other side, which was the other questions that I was getting, was when it came to the bus, star, ring, and mesh topology. I hope I'm right. Let me go back. Yeah. So network topology and now packet travels. So when you think about star topology, or let me start with bus first. So when you look at bus, think about a single cable, and when data travels, the whole how would I put it? It's just like you're traveling through a single road that leads to whichever state you're going through. It's just a singular road, and whatever message you have to give, it has to go through that same road. So everyone kind of like hears it. Just that kind of perspective. That's how I could put it. Then when it comes to the star topology, it always has a central hub or a switch. So in a way, look at it as there is kind of like a central. I don't know if I could draw it like imaginary stuff, but just like a central, and every other thing connects to it, kind of like that. So I hope I'm putting it. I hope I'm putting it in the right way. So the ring topology is just like a closed loop. So that you should think about that as two, like kind of like two. It goes hop to hop kind of situation. So look at it like a hop to hop situation. So when you see central, you see central hop, you see switch, you know that is a star. When you see single, you know it's a bus. When you see a ring and you see like device to device kind of situation, you know it's a ring. When you see mesh, you know it's a many to many. And you see questions like, they're gonna ask questions like, which one is the most reliable and like the best topology? It is mesh, and mesh is the one that from what I read is, and the material is what the military uses, whereby if one connection fails or so, the other ones will be all right, like because they have like a many to many connection, I'll put it that way. So I am still a student. This is what I was able to learn. I hope you could, grasp a little bit. I feel like, making a video to other students, it's gonna sound relatable. Um, I'm not your instructor, so I'm not I'm not like a professor here. But what I'm trying to say is I did it. And if I could do it, you could do it. It's not super tough. Did not sweat it. I remember when I was about to take the exam. I was scared. I was like, okay, but I knew I had to. I had to do something. I had to take that exam. So back to what I was saying is when we go back to another questions you might get will be questions about cloud. This is where you get the software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. Did I say software as a service? Yeah, software as a service, platform, infrastructure. Is there one more? I think those. I think that is it. Just read your book, but that's what I can remember so far. Um, so when you think about software, just think about like maybe Gmail, things like that. Platform, let's say someone is trying to build an application, and maybe that's how you could think about the platform. But when I saw questions about that, they were easy peasy, easy, so I passed it. Um, so you will get questions, a lot of the questions like that. There was one that I got a lot of questions on, but I just can't remember it right now. I am trying to go through my little notes that I made. But yeah, this is not tough. The toughest part that I felt that I had to memorize and know was the bus topology. I said the bus topology, the network stuff, the please do not throw sausage pizza away stuff. Those were the seven layers that the seven OS layers that was kind of tough for me. So I had to find ways to learn. I watched a lot of videos. So take advantage of the videos you're gonna get, because the videos were very very helpful for me. The videos, and speak to your instructor about extra practice questions. I feel like, trust me, those people are very helpful, and I really appreciate them. Without my instructor, like if he didn't give me those extra questions, I don't think I would have passed, because those questions actually helped me. So take advantage of them. I'm trying to think back and see what I could add to this. But so far, I felt like that was what helped me. I'm trying to go through the PA and see what else I kind of like did right that that helped me. So I took the PA once, I failed. Then I took it again, and I passed. And yeah, so let's go back to this. Let's see, cloud. I'm trying to look for the kind of questions that I got a lot of. Let's see. Um, oh, so yeah, you're gonna get questions on Wi-Fi stuff. It's kind of like WPA3. So I think WPA3 when it comes to Wi-Fi is the strongest one. That is the one that requires different password for every devices you're connected. I think WEP is the weakest one that we don't use again. Let me confirm that. So WEP might be the one we're not. Yeah, WEP might be the one we're not using again. WPA2 is what most people are using now. Then WPA3 is the strongest, latest technology kind of stuff. Um, then you had like questions about like uh, security, things like that. Let me see if I can see it right here. This is not it. No, this is not it. This is not it. Oh yeah, then you had questions about like an example. A company implements a firewall rule that automatically blocks all incoming traffic except for connections explicitly allowed by administrator. Which security principle does this follow? The answer was default deny. So you're gonna see some things like default deny, um, least privilege. There's one more. I can't remember it. Let me see. Least privilege. Um, Damn, why did it just skipped my head? But yeah, there were questions about that. Then you need to also know intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. So IDS, IPS. So IPS does something to actually protect. So you're gonna get questions similar to that, and you're gonna choose if it's IPS or IDS. So intrusion detection system just detects. Prevention actually does something. So I think that is like straightforward. But the question might be tricky. You might get some questions that might be tricky on that. So so that is that. Let's see. I'm trying to go through this to kind of remember because I saw one that had a lot of questions on it. And so yeah, zero trust, fail safe, economy of mechanism, least common mechanism. So that is what I was trying to remember earlier. So let me see if I'm putting this right. There is one that is related to economy of mechanism. So I think it's psychology. I think it's psychological something like that. So in this case, they're gonna ask you. The questions are gonna look very similar. These questions are gonna look very similar, and you might get tricked. You might think it's economy. Let me go back to it. You might actually think it's economy of mechanism, but it's actually psychological, something like that. So the psychological one, think of it like people at your, let's say your co-workers or at the company, um, because the company told them to make their password more stronger, they had to resort, and they can't really remember the password, so they had to resort to maybe like writing the password down on a paper or something, which is it's not good. Then economy of mechanism, which I have the question here, is it goes like this: a developer is using shared functions for software code in order to reduce complexity, knowing that greater complexity and volume of code is added to defend against attack. So economy of mechanism is kind of like rather than writing a lot of codes that might make things complicated, why not just use, oh, I hope I'm putting it right, why not just use something that is already um, common, that so we could actually we won't actually face a lot of problem down the road. I hope I put it right, but you will get questions that kind of look similar to economy of mechanism and psychological. I forgot that one, but it's kind of like psychological stuff. So I missed it in one of the questions I was taking, but with reading and everything, I had to recognize them. So I hope I'm putting it right. So that's just the little things I could put. But the exam was easy. I was thinking it was gonna be hard. The hardest part for me was just the network, but as I said, when I looked at my exam, I actually, I was competent in that area. Oh yeah, psychological acceptability. That is the word. Psychological acceptability. Separation of privilege is also that. So you have to learn what those words actually mean. So separation of privilege is a financial institute requires two employees to approve high value transaction before they are processed. Which principle is applied? So the principle is separation of privilege. That is the correct answer for that. So questions like that you will get. Let's see. Oh, now you will get. This is the other one. CIA triad. You're gonna get a lot of questions on. That's the one I was trying to remember. So as I was going through it, so you're gonna get a lot of questions on the CIA triad. So take a lot of practice questions to actually understand the CIA triad. So you're gonna get questions. The CIA triad is confidentiality, integrity, availability. Yeah. Yes. Then you're gonna get another one, which is the AAA. So you're gonna get questions on that too. This ones were very easy, like they were easy peasy. So I feel like you could do it if you just study it. It's very easy, and those were the questions that I got. Um, so yeah, it's not when I opened this course, I was thinking I was gonna be doing a lot of like sophisticated stuff, but if you just learn the basics and understand it, I think it's very 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 much easy. So I'm gonna cut this video very short right here. I wish you guys the best of luck. I strongly believe you could pass this class. It's um it's it's easy with some studying. Um, so yeah, you could. I strongly believe you could do it. So go after it. Go chase it. Speak with your instructor. As you see, I did a lot of So you know that I'm not super good. I'm just trying my best to put out what I did that actually helped me in this class. So I wish you all the best. Stay blessed and